Alright, what's good YouTube? It's Prince. I'm just here to just talk about Cyberpunk 2077 for a quick bit. The gameplay that you're seeing right now comes from a game called Immortals Rise of Phoenix. It's honestly an amazing game. Probably, it kind of went under the radar a bit as far as Ubisoft games. This is honestly, in my opinion, the best Ubisoft game that Ubisoft has put out in the past 6 or 7 years. And honestly, if you're one of those people that has not purchased a next-gen console, or you do not have a powerful, strong RTX PC, I suggest you spend that $60 purchase towards this. It's a great game. It's honestly one of Ubisoft's best games. Has plenty of content. You will not go wrong with this game. Combat's fun. And it's honestly a good game. But back to Cyberpunk, and what I wanted to talk about is, I don't want to do a review bomb on the game like a lot of people are doing. This is just my opinion. Well, it's more so opinion mixed with some well-known fact about the game, or not so well-known fact for Cyberpunk 2077. And this is just straight addressing the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version of the game. And honestly, I gotta be real with you, like, if you're one of those people that have not purchased your PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X and you still want to play Cyberpunk 2077, I suggest you build a gaming PC, or if not, wait until you can actually get your hands on a PS5 or Xbox Series X, because this game, Cyberpunk 2077, it does not run well at all on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. I'm not trying to like throw too much shade, but honestly, the game more or less runs like, I want to say, a beta version of a PlayStation 2. The game is fixed with a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches, and the bugs and glitches are honestly not the deal breaker for why I say you should not purchase this game on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. Like I said, I'm not trying to review bash the game. I'm just talking about mainly performance issues with Cyberpunk on the last gen hardware, PS4, Xbox One, and it's honestly borderline. I know some people are gonna say, I have spoke to one person that said they were able to like just play through it and get through it, but for the most part, it's damn near unplayable on last generation. And I know a lot of people are going to come to its defense and say that's people's fault, you shouldn't expect a game this powerful to run smoothly or so well on last generation hardware. And there's a lot of truth for that, but there's still, at the same time, there's no excuse. This is where I start dropping some facts. For those of you who don't know, Cyberpunk 2077 is a game by CD Projekt Red that's been in development for over 8 years. I kid you not, this is facts. It's been in development for 8 years. You can look it up. And during that 8-year process, the game was intended to be released for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. There was no name, there's no info about a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X even existing way back then, or even being told to be in development, or rumors of such thing while they were working on this game. This game has been in development for 8 years. The PS4 and Xbox One have been out for 7 years. This game was intended to be launched on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, last gen. So that's one thing out of the way that I don't want to be hearing excuses about how this game is just running so poorly. Like I said, I know open world games, well, open world games are as big as Cyberpunk are going to have some technical issues when it comes to, you know, some frame rate glitches. Everyone was expecting bugs and glitches. The Witcher 3 launched with some glitches and bugs. None of them game breaking, but it definitely had some bugs. I didn't experience too many bugs when I first started playing The Witcher 3, which is to me honestly one of the best games of all time, which is why I was so excited for Cyberpunk. But from a performance review of the game, for the most part, it's borderline unplayable. And it's not even the glitches or the bugs. I mean, some glitches are game breaking, but it's not even the glitches or bugs. A lot of people were expecting that. What makes this game so dreadful on the eyes to play is the extreme low texture and low frames per second that's running on the PS4 and Xbox One. I kid you not, this is not a joke. Other people will tell you, you can look it up. When I played Cyberpunk 2077 on the PS4, the game's frames per second were dropping to around, I kid you not, 22 to 14 to 13 frames per second. I kid you not, it's not a lot. This game was dropping to 12 frames per second. And that's honestly part of the reason that makes this game so unplayable in its current state. They did release a hot patch immediately the first day after release, but I can say it has helped a little bit. As far as ever since the patch has came out, I've only crashed my game once while playing it. It's only crashed once, and ever since then, there's never been a crash playing Cyberpunk on the PS4. Before then, I crashed my game like 13 times. It was honestly unplayable. But another thing people want to say is this is a next-gen game. And for the most part, here's a fact. Here's another fact I gotta drop. Unless you are playing this on the PC, this is actually not a next-gen game. And what I mean by that is there's actually no PlayStation, I kid you not, there's no PS5 version of Cyberpunk 2077 or Xbox Series X version of Cyberpunk 2077 available. I repeat, if you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X and you're playing Cyberpunk on it, you're not playing an actual next-gen game. What you're playing, if you have a PS5 and you go to try and buy Cyberpunk 2077, what you're doing is you're buying the PS4 base version of the game, and you're playing the game on your PlayStation 5 through backwards compatibility. That's what you're doing. You're not actually playing the next-gen console PS5 version of Cyberpunk 2077. That's not set to be released until a month or two from now. In a month or two from now, or maybe even less than 2 months, there will be a PS5 and Xbox One Series X version of the game. But until then, you are playing the base version of the Xbox One on your Series X through backwards compatibility, and the PS4 version on your PS5 through backwards compatibility. So, addressing the defense of, oh, we shouldn't expect this game to run so smoothly, which it's kind of here or there on a PS4 or last gen, it's honestly, it's inexcusable. Like I said, the game's been in development for 8 years, meant to be on PS4 and Xbox One, and honestly, I will go as far as say that the game is a scam. For that, since I don't want to be too mean, but it is true. Like, throughout the gameplay, there's been no gameplay trailers of Cyberpunk on the Xbox One or PlayStation 4. The closest thing we got was like a gameplay reveal trailer on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and that was it. And CD Projekt Red was quick to stop people from being able to review the game on anything that's not a PC, which is honestly not a good look for the company, and it just doesn't work well. And to bring up other examples, we got The Last of Us 2, an amazing game of the year. We got Ghost of Tsushima, an amazing PS4 game. Both those two games are proof of what the PlayStation 4 is capable of showing, its resolution, its frame rate, and everything. And to have a game like Cyberpunk that's been in development, I believe, longer than Ghost of Tsushima, and still be upshown by such a game in terms of frame rate. Like I said, people wouldn't be complaining too much if the frames per second were at least 30 frames per second, to which it's actually playable and it's not strenuous on the eyes. It actually does hurt my eyes to play the game. So, like I said, if you're one of the people that does not own a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or a powerful gaming PC, I suggest not buying Cyberpunk. If anything else, purchase Immortals: Rise of Phoenix. It's honestly an amazing Ubisoft game, way better than Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm telling you, don't sleep on this game. Go spend your money on this game. This game is honestly solid. Best Ubisoft game in the past 8 years, in my opinion. And like I said, towards Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, if anything, just hold out. Wait till you can build a PC. Wait till you can get a PS5 or an Xbox One X. But I honestly gotta say, performance issue-wise, this game is unplayable on the PS4 and Xbox One. And that's all I gotta say. Just save your money. If you already spent your money, hopefully we can all get a refund. I definitely want a refund. But until then, that's it.